drink dessert wine. Like that's the kind we got you, right?
With
Oh,
dessert?
you just have it at the end of a meal. It's supposed to be like un digestivo, and it's supposed to be like, I think, sweeter. It's not like you eat it with cake. It's like, well, I mean, I think my understanding is you just have it at the end of the meal.
I'm sure you could eat it with cake.
Google, what is dessert wine?
No, I mean I get it. Like, it's supposed to be like the wine that you have for
It
dessert,
says a
but
sweet wine drunk with or following dessert.
oh, see, you can totally have cake with it.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
Um,
I'm gonna look away for like a hot second because I need to do one thing, but introduce yourselves, guys.
well, hello, internet. So we're only lovers left in the library, and we're a romance book club, a subgroup of vaginal fantasy hangouts, and we read romance, usually in a genre, but this time we went like legit romance, Regency romance. And I'm Christina, and that's Tashai. Say hi, Tashai.
Hi, internet. I'm not looking at you. I'm multitasking, but I sense you there in the background.
Say hi, Andrea.
Well, I was trying not to like say anything because I had the hiccups, but then you said say hi, Andrea, and they went away. So hi.
Christina scared you.
I did. I'm okay with this. So this month we read Romancing the Duke by Tessa Dare.
I feel like we should clarify that usually we dress up like the books, but
yeah, we try to have like a theme, but it's been kind of like a tough week, even though it's just Tuesday. It's been a tough week, so we're just kind of like all in our pajamas. It's okay. It's book club. You should totally be cozy. Also, there was like a power out, and all of my everything's just a mess. Like I haven't recovered mentally from that happening. So, whatever. Let's see. So, yeah, we read Romancing the Duke. This is like my first like Tessa Dare book, but apparently she's got a whole bunch. This is an Avon book. I showed this to Sarah, and Sarah was like, "Oh my god, it's an Avon book."
wait, what is that?
Avon book.
What?
Wait, what does that mean?
Avon is like, come on, they're like only like maybe a ladder up what you call a merenguito.
Oh, okay. Like a Harlequin book or
yeah, something? Yeah.
She has a lot.
Yeah, she does have quite a bit. Okay, so Tashara, are you?
Yeah, I can read this, and then I just have to pop.
She's gonna read us the good reads, and then we'll go around and give our general impressions, and then I have some thoughts.
Okie dokie, artichoke. I'm reading it now. All right, let me. Oh god. Oh, my pillow just scared me. I got this, you guys. All right, so Romancing the Duke by Tessa Dare, which I guess good pen name, I guess, right? Tessa Dare. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, so in Tessa Dare's captivating Castles Ever After series, a mysterious fortress is the setting for an unlikely love. As the daughter of a famed author, Isolde Ophelia Goodnight.
Yeah, can we pause for a second?
Ya empezamos.
Every time the dude was like,
"Good night."
I couldn't handle it. Because of course he called her by her last name too.
It's like, wait, are you saying good night like I'm gonna go to sleep right now, or
exactly?
No, wasn't there legit a part in the book where he says good night and she's like, is he saying good night or is he calling and then she's like, no, he's calling me toward him, and like turns her out, like, right? I'm not making that up.
No, you're not. That was a part.
Okay, so as I was saying, Isolde Ophelia Goodnight grew up on tales of brave knights and fair maidens. She never doubted romance would be in her future too. The storybooks offered endless possibilities, and as she grew older, Izzy crossed them off, one by one. Ugly duckling turned swan? Abducted by a handsome highwayman? Rescued from drudgery by charming prince? No, and now Izzy's given up yearning for romance. She'll settle for a roof over her head. What fairy tales are left for an impoverished 26-year-old woman who's never even been kissed? This one. That's like really vague. Oh, wait. What's going on?
Wait, Christina's saying, did I freeze? Oh, I guess she did.
I don't hear her talking, so I think so.
Yeah, I think she froze. I just tried to click on her and I couldn't see her.
Oh, shoot.
I think she disappeared.
Let me shoot her a quick message to let her know.
You did. You did.
Yes. Log off, then on. Okay, internet. So basically, the very first running joke with this story is the fact that her last name is Goodnight, and we can't ever tell if the guy's telling her to, like, go to sleep or if he's, like, just calling her name.
Yeah, it was just very, very strange.
Head changes. Do you see anything popping up on your screen?
Well, Christina just disappeared, so I'm guessing she's logging off and then back in.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully.
There you guys are. Oh, gosh. So what's Indy doing in the meantime?
Indy is over here.
His schlumpy face. I just love it.
Schlumpy?
Yeah, I just made that word up.
Schlumpy.
Schlumpy doggy face. Oh, God. All right, I'm almost done. I just needed to do one more thing for work before I could sign off for the night. Boom,
Hope Chris
boom,
is back.
boom. Yeah, I hope so, too. What the hell? Oh, she says her internet's being weird.
Carry on.
Okay.
Carry on without her. What?
All right, so I guess in the spirit of Christina's style, we should talk about what our first impressions were of the book while she gets back on.
Well, yeah, you can go first.
No, I was gonna say, Andrea, what was your first impression of the book?
I wish I had thought to like pull like my messages to you guys when I started reading it, because I feel like in the beginning I was messaging you guys and being like, I hate this. This is so corny. This is so annoying. This is so stupid. And then at some point I was like, all right, I don't totally hate it. And then I was like, I kind of like it. And then I was like, I hate that I love it. Yeah, so for me that was kind of the route, you know, my head took. I definitely didn't like it at first, and then it won me over. I can't say it any other way.
You're back.
Yay!
The hell? Carry on.
No.
Furiously typing in Messenger, like, what the hell?
No, I was just saying that, like, I started off, like, thinking the book was really corny and dumb, and then I ended up, like, not so secretly adoring it, because it was just so damn cute and stuff.
True. I remember your initial messages, you being like,
yeah, you finished it before
what's going on here?
Both of us. You finished it before both of us. So I was like, wow, Andrea likes this? Sheesh.
I do believe she was late to work at one point because she was reading the book.
Well, it was just one of those things that, like, I was really annoyed by everything at first. Like, even the writing style, like, the characters, everything. I was just like, this is just dumb. But then, like, I don't know. It was still dumb, but then it wasn't that dumb. And
look, it's okay to admit that you, like, really enjoyed this super fluffy.
You know what? I really enjoyed the super fluffy romance.
That's
okay,
fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
It was adorable, and the sex scenes were good, and it was a very light, quick read. So yeah, I'm team good night, whatever.
Well, I agree with Andrea. When I started reading it, I wasn't completely against how the book was written or how it was going, just because I've already read I've read these kinds of books before. There was like one where I forget what it's called, but there's this whole series where it's like the seasons. So it's like something in the fall and something spring, blah, blah, blah. And I read like the last one, which is supposed to be the summary of all the different women. Mm-hmm. And it's all the same thing. It's all like men in power and then women who are like either also in power but really smart and they don't want to get married, or one of them is like a kitchen maid, or one of them is like a teacher. And they end up just like somehow falling in love and having like really raunchy sex. Mm-hmm. So when I started reading this one, I was like, oh, word, okay, I recognize what this style is.
Wait,
And I didn't think.
we forgot to take our Snapchats for the thing.
Oh, we can do it after. It's no big deal.
Okay.
We can do nap photos after.
Sure. I'm okay with this.
But yeah. So I thought the book was really cute, and I read it really quickly too. I blew through it really fast because I was like, "Oh, word! This is swipe, cool." And I was like really happy with how the sex scenes turned out. I didn't think there were going to be as many, and I didn't think that it was going to happen as quickly as it did. But then it did, and I was like, "Word, cool!" And I like that the heroine wasn't.
She was so thirsty.
Fooled. She was so thirsty. She wasn't trying to lie to herself about like, oh, I have feelings for him and he happens to be hot. She's like, he's hot. He's blind. So like that right there makes this a little one-sided as far as power plays here. And then she's like, I don't know when this is gonna happen again. So like, word, let's get this on. But yeah, I enjoyed it. For people watching this, that's one of the twists in the book. So sorry.
Twist though, because they reveal him to be blind, like in the first chapter.
Yeah, they do.
Like I wouldn't say it's like a twist. It's just kind of a plot,
like just a fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, which also made me like this even more because the girl's like, I mean, I'm not really hot, but like, I'm not gonna tell him that. And he's like, she's so hot. Oh my god, I could just tell because she's smart and funny and witty, and I can tell she's just hot. And she's like, I'm like a 6, but okay. Sure.
You know what? I wanted to ask you guys about that. Was she really as plain as she made herself out to be? Was it self-deprecating, or was she actually really, really pretty? You know, like
I think this is my theory, okay? My theory is that her face was like so, but her body was like pretty good.
Banging. Yeah. Big old butt, big old boobs.
Tiny waist, big old boobs.
Because, like, he thinks he's gorgeous because he's all touching up on her. So probably her body is, like, fit. Her face is, like, not that great.
She's starving.
She's starving. Oh, exactly. She's starving at the beginning of the story.
And then she has all this, like, crazy hair that I feel like, you know, it just depends. It's like when my hair is, like, all crazy and curly, like, there's definitely people who are like, oh, my gosh, best hair ever. And then there's people who are like, fucking brush your hair. Like, what is wrong with this? You know what I mean? So, like, she probably has, like, that kind of hair where it really depends. Like, some people will be, like, sexiest hair ever, and some people will be like, this is, like, a bird's nest or an octopus.
Yeah, man. I mean, when my hair was long, I definitely would be like, where'd my pen go? And then I'd be like, wait.
You don't know how many times, like, bees and, like, beetles have flown into my hair and just gotten, like, trapped there. And I'm, like, trying to get them out and not get stung. And they, like, genuinely find their way back out.
What?
That's my nightmare. That's why I don't like... Guys, that's why I don't like butterflies. I was always so scared they would get stuck in my hair and I'd kill them by accident.
They're not fragile. I will say that.
I'd be like, no.
No, it's definitely a thing.
Okay, so you guys think that she was definitely, you know, okay looking.
Well,
not like
I think she's probably like.
Yeah, I think she was probably like, just
maybe she looked like Leah Michelle in Glee.
Good comparison. Yeah.
Right, where she's not like super hot, but she's not like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe she looks like me on a normal day. I don't
know. You know what? I had the same thought, and the reason I was asking is I'm like, oh, she looks like an ordinary girl. Does she look like me? Could she be black? Could she be like, wouldn't that be a twist? If, you know, he's blind and he's like, oh my God, she's so hot or whatever. And like in his mind, she's like this creamy white girl. And it turns out it's like a black girl. and he's like in too deep. He already loves her. It's too late. I don't know. I kind of wish that had been the story.
All right, but you write that book, Christina. You write that book.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
All right, Christina, your impression. Go.
Wait, I'm writing the idea down.
Oh, okay. Are you secret?
I was actually writing it down.
Okay.
Okay, so my first impressions, I saw this was an Avon book and immediately knew what I was in for. And it was really enjoyable. The only reason I took longer to read it than I had to was because of pure irresponsibility. But I was going to be damned if I wasn't going to show up to the hangout not having read the book. Don't look at me like that. So, whatever, I finished it. I finished it on time. Okay. And I thought it was really cute. What?
I said you only finished it on time because we postponed the hangout.
Anyway, but I did finish it, and I thought it was cute. But I couldn't think too hard about it because it did have stuff that I had problems with. I don't know if we want to talk about it now, but overall, I thought that their interaction was pretty genuine. I liked this whole Mr. Rochester vibe he was giving.
Yes.
I liked it that, spoiler alert, that she was, a talented writer with her own like fandom, and that there were LARPers, like the LARPers for the Good Night stories. That was just so freaking cute. I liked all the nerdy references, like the Star Wars references from the Good Night tales about them being brother and sister and how they couldn't be and whatever.
She's like, what? No, they would never. They kissed. Who would do that?
Yeah.
I just noticed Andy's on top of Andrea.
I was waiting for you to notice the show.
Oh, he's like slumped on her.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, I thought it was fun, but I didn't give it a 5-star. Like, I totally enjoyed this utter fluffiness because there were parts that I was like, oh, come on. Well, the first of all, when they first meet, and he feels like they meet. Okay, let's talk about the plot. So, she gets like this inheritance. She inherits his castle. It turns out he still lives there, and oh my god. The conflict. That's it. The plot is that she inherited this castle. He lives there, and he's like, "You can't live here." And she's like, "Well, I'll be damned." She's like, "I have nowhere to go. I have nowhere to go. I don't have anywhere else to go, and whatever. I'm going to fight for this." And so she decides to stay and to renovate it. So when they first meet, she faints out of hunger, and he like picks her up, and then he decides, "I've got to get her naked." And I was like, it wasn't naked.
It was raining.
Wet.
It was raining.
This is how they justified it. They justified it by saying he didn't know if she had hit her head or hurt any part of her body because he's blind. So he had to feel her body to know she had hurt herself. Although,
so what was he gonna fucking like? What is he like? How was touching her gonna?
Well,
he was gonna diagnose a concussion that way.
See, because he would have been like, "Let me feel." Oh, my fingers inside her skull. She's dead. Dump the body.
Right. That is the only way that I could figure out. Like touching her body would like he just kind of like dip his fingers into her skull. It's like, oh, that's fatal. Okay, so lost cause.
Her arm is broken. I can't set this. Stop the body!
Yeah, that was a little. I'm telling you, the whole beginning of the book, I was like, I hate this. This is dumb.
It was rocky. It was rocky. It was a little rocky. And then after they kind of talk, she thinks that he's very attractive right from the get-go, and he feels that she's attractive. Because he felt her up when she was unconscious, and I was like, this is making me uncomfortable. But then there's a point where he kind of like threatens her. He's like, oh, that I could, do this to you and I could take advantage of you because I'm a scoundrel. And I'm like, how about you don't threaten to rape her? Like, even though obviously this whole thing about, she definitely was into being ravaged and, you know, they had this whole attraction. The attraction was there. I understand that it's safe. It's okay. But still, I'm like, could you not do that?
Well,
you know, let's
because he was trying to get rid of her. Like, it was him
yeah,
being
but
like, you should leave because you're alone with a man and you don't know what I could do to you. And she's like, meh.
yeah, she was okay with it, but I just wish that he had been like, well, I'm gonna put more bats in your hair, you know, or I'm gonna come at night and like rip up your pantyhose or kill your ermine or whatever. I wish he'd said anything but that.
Meh.
That was the rocky start for me. Other than that, he did redeem himself by being a sexy beast. I was okay with it, but at the beginning, I'm like, you just met her. Don't tell her you're gonna fucking
Chris,
rape her.
can you imagine, like, anybody who has not read this book who is listening to you is now going, like, bats in her hair? She has an ermine? What the fuck? What?
Go read it. Go give Tessa Dare some money so she could keep writing all these fluffy,
I know.
wonderful.
I really did enjoy it, guys. I really did.
No, I enjoyed it. I just had problems with that first part, and I just wanted her to be black so bad.
Can I read how he describes her hair? Because
Yes.
Go for it.
I love it. And so I guess we should say that, like, he was blind, but, like, really early in the morning, he could kind of see shadowy things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyways, so I think this is the part where he, like kind of sees her or something. So he says, her hair truly did look like an octopus. It was the way she wore it, he thought, or maybe the way it wore her. It all sat perched atop her head in that big inky blob. And no matter how strenuously she pinned it, dark, heavy curls worked loose on all sides like tentacles. Of course, it was an entrancing, strangely erotic octopus. Ransom, that's the name of the guy.
Ransom.
Ransom, I forgot.
Ransom worried this might be how fetishes developed.
He was so into her, though.
I just love it, though. I wish, you know what, if someone described my hair like that, I would definitely sleep with them.
Yeah, you know what? And going back to her being really thirsty, I could not believe that she was a virgin. I could not believe it. I said, how is it that
everything? She was so good at everything. What is that? No.
But she wasn't all very Mary Sue. She wasn't. Well, she was kind of Mary Sue, but I don't know. I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? How could you be this thirsty? I'm like, sure, some handsome street urchin would have, caught her attention at some point. But I mean, her sights were set on a dude.
Ugly. It's because she was so ugly that, like, nobody wanted this man.
No. Y'all forget. Remember. So the whole idea in the story, also as part of the plot, is that her father wrote these stories, the Goodnight stories, where the main character almost is like this little girl who is based on her, and the series is the dad reading to her, and it's like stories within a story, basically. Mm-hmm. And she's become this darling little girl that everybody knows about because of these stories. So it's like Miley Cyrus's Hannah Montana before she went onto the VMAs and did all that crazy stuff. That's basically who her character is supposed to be. It's like a grown-up child star.
Yeah, you're right. And everybody preferred to see her as an adult.
Everyone projected her. Everyone saw her. Yeah, everyone saw her as like still being this like innocent, sweet America's darling, like Shirley Temple-esque person, which is probably why she was so thirsty, because everyone was like, no one would ever have sex with Shirley Temple.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. That makes total sense then. Now that I didn't actually put the two things together. Okay, fine.
But still, she was very like she was very like self-assured and confident, like, for a person who's never done these things before.
I like that. I like that she wasn't all quivery and scared, though.
No, I did like, it just went back and forth. Like, it took me aback sometimes, I think, just because that's not my personality. But, like, when he, like, kissed her that one time and she was like, nah, you better fucking do that again. Because that was, Like, you know what I mean? I was like, whoa.
That was funny.
I was like, I guess that's kind of cool.
No, that was really cool. Their first kiss was good. I liked it. I liked it. I like this book. It was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Okay, SOC. So you know how that she was helping out her father, and her father didn't leave her anything, that all he had was the stories and whatnot. And I didn't I it's not that I didn't like it. I found it disappointing sometimes that she felt like she had to settle for less in life, because she was kind of like used to disappointments. And I don't know, that made me feel sad. Like at the beginning of the story where she's like, whatever, I'm just gonna make do because nothing better is gonna come around and whatever. I just felt like, girl, don't settle. Like,
Nothing
why?
good ever happens to me, so why
Nothing
bother?
good ever happens to me. So why would he love me? Or why would he actually have feelings for me if, nothing ever good happens? And I was like, don't be like that. That's so sad. Those parts made me really sad. And so yeah. Oh, and by the way, this totally took me back to when we read Spy Master's Lady. Uh, Only because, okay, when the LARPers show up and they go on this like walk and they
Yeah.
kind of like sneak off.
Explain what those are for
A
people.
LARPer? Live action role players?
Yeah, but you should explain like how what is happening in the book.
Okay, so because of the Goodnight Tales are so popular, these people kind of like dress up like the characters and they go out and they do live action role playing. They have their own little order of knights and they dress up like those knights or the characters from the story.
The Knights of the Poppy.
Yeah, the Knights of the Poppy. And they, she humors them. She knows that um, they were fans and they supported her and her father, by
Like, but like I feel like in her case, it's like way more involved in the sense of like, so like in the book she depends on them a lot. Like if she finds herself without a bed one night or without food, like she knows she can go to these people's houses and they will.
Yeah, because they would all like help Izzy Goodnight. They would all help her.
So like in her case, like it's not just like a fun nerdy thing that people do with the books, but it's legit something she like depends on. Like these are like her only like friends or whatever. Like it's kind of sad, but
Yeah, and at some point, her lifeline. Like they're her backup in a sense because they're such hardcore fans. Well, they go to the castle, right? And they decide to like go out on a walk or show us the grounds, and she's like, okay. So because she humors them, and she goes off with she ends up walking away with the Duke, with Ransom, and they go, I don't know where it is. It's like una casita or like a little alcove or something, and they have like this
like one of the like garitas in El Morro.
yeah, I was thinking like a gazebo, but that I couldn't really picture it because I was more interested in what they were doing anyway. So they don't have sexy times, right? He kind of like services her, and what happens is that they fall. They fall because it's kind of like decrepit. They fall back, and one of her reactions is, "Oh my God!" And then he says, "I can't see." Okay, it didn't like cure my blindness. This like hit on the head that I just made, and it reminded me so much of Spy Master's Lady, how she's like riding her horse, and she gets hit with a branch. She like gets hit by a branch, and then it dislodges the clot, and it doesn't clot her, so that she can see. It's like amazing, and because I legitimately thought that that's what had happened too. I said, oh, he can see now, and I actually like that he just was blind the entire story. I like that there was no miracle.
When that happened in Spy Master's Lady, it was ridiculous, and I hated it. It was the worst. It was like the stupidest plot device ever.
She gets hit by a tree. She runs into a tree, and she's not blind anymore.
It's all problems.
So born, you're a gem. Oh, so good. So I thought that that's what happened, and I actually liked that he just had, kept the disability. That it wasn't magicked away at the end of it, or in the middle of the story, that he could suddenly see, and then he could suddenly see her, and then it was a thing that she wasn't like as pretty as he imagined her
I
to
was
be.
even okay with the fact that like he could somewhat see like outlines in the mornings. 'Cause honestly, like that's how it is for a lot of, or I mean, not necessarily just like that, but like a lot of people who are legally blind can see like some shadows or some, it's just that like legally you're still blind. You can't drive a car. You can't see well enough to do any of these other things. So I kind of like that the author found a way where like he could kind of see her, but like still maintaining it like pretty realistic.
Yeah. I like that. I like that he...
You know what I mean? Like that she didn't do something dumb, like all of a sudden like his blindness was cured and then he could see her.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. I like that didn't happen. I was like grateful. I'm like, yeah, that kind of stuff happens once in a life, like once in a million cases.
Personality still wins.
When he could see like early in the mornings, it's not like he could see her face anyways. All he could see was her octopus hair.
Right. Let's talk about why he lost his sight. And how he lost his sight.
Wait,
I thought,
you're gone? Oh, you're back.
oh no. Am I back?
You're back. You're back. Don't worry.
There you go.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. The internet was being stupid earlier. So how does he lose his sight? He loses it in a duel?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
he was engaged because obviously he had like money and the like dukedom and all that shit, so he had to get married per laws of society. And he was engaged to this chick who I guess was like cute and came from a family with good money and stuff, but they didn't love each other. It was just a thing of convenience. And she runs away with this dude, and so he, for his honor, has to like chase after her. Though in reality, it's more he wanted to make sure she was okay. And the dude who like girl was like freaking out. They got into a fight, and he's like, "Yo, dude, like, I don't want to fight you, but if you fight me, I'm gonna have to defend my honor." And the guy was like, freaking out and nervous, and he basically got hit. He basically got like hit with a sword, but it wasn't even that the other guy was good at fighting. It's that that's how bad he was at fighting.
He was
that he like accidentally flailed into this guy's face with his sword, and now he's blind.
Well, and also like what he said was he wasn't even like trying to fight him because in his head, like, what good would it do then like win and kill this guy? Because like she still wouldn't love him, and then she would have killed. Like he would have killed her lover, so then he would just be like doubly awful. So he was like just trying to not win, but also not get killed, kind of thing. And then he like, yeah.
And when he finds out that it was kind of like Izzy's fault.
Yeah.
Although I mean, she had no idea. How could she have known? She was indirectly involved with what happened. Because, okay, so when she shows up at the castle, right, she decides to stay and work for him to read his correspondence and figure out how in the hell he is still living there, but the castle is for sale. She reads his letters to him, and one of the letters, it turns out, right? Is it, or it's like a fan? Wait, is it a fan?
What happened is one day they're talking about whether like true love exists and like the power of love, and he's like saying it doesn't, and she's all like, no, romance does exist and love does exist, because look how all my stories have, like how all my dad's stories have inspired love in the real world. She like runs to get fan letters telling her about like their loves or whatever, and she just happens to read the one.
She picks the one that his fiance wrote.
Yeah, and she's saying kind of like, you've inspired me to go off with my true love and not the person that I'm like supposed to be with or whatever, and it's like super awkward because Ransom basically is like, what the fuck?
He's like, what the hell?
Up from dinner.
Also, can we talk about what a real MVP his butler was, or his valet?
Oh my god.
That guy was he was the real MVP of this novel.
I loved it too because he was such like a smart dude, and he like knew all these things, and he was so good at all these things, but then he was like excited about cleaning a stain. He'd be like, "Oh my gosh, finally a real stain to like launder. This is fantastic!" Like, what?
I liked when he left at the end. Not at the end, but when he left.
No, you know who I pictured him as? Do you guys watch New Girl?
Yeah.
Schmidt.
I
I'm Googling.
could see that where he's just like, yes, so excited. Yes, gonna get to clean this. Yeah, I could see
Are you
that.
Googling Schmidt from New Girl, Christina?
Yeah, I want to see what it is. I want to show.
To see his character.
Okay, wait. Let's cast then if we're talking about who's who, because I don't know about you guys. I couldn't.
I did it based on personality though for Schmidt, not necessarily his physical appearance, just the
That's fine. Casting is. Who cares? So okay, well, I guess I'd have to see it, but why not? New Girl. Okay, he's cute.
Max, what's his face? Maxwell something.
Max Greenfield.
Max Greenfield. Yeah, that's his real name.
Okay, so the guy that I pictured for Ransom was Jason Momoa.
Was who?
Wow, that's intense.
I know. Okay, because see,
Hello.
my headcanon.
Jason Momoa, the guy who played Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, so.
Girl. Okay, Stargate Atlantis. No.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
He's the new Aquaman.
He's the new Aquaman.
Oh my gosh, he used to have locks. Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're on board with this. I don't know, like she talked about him like this like big, kind of like wolfish man, and like that he was just so intense, and that's who I couldn't picture anybody else but that. Once she said that, but I could just picture him standing there in like period dress and with the wolf next to him.
Christina's screen is black again.
Aww.
Yeah, I keep doing that, but don't worry.
Oh, and now you're back. That's so weird. Jason Momoa sounds a little too.
How do I share a picture?
Pretty for me.
Too pretty for Ransom.
No.
Yeah.
How do I show a picture? Because I found a picture of this person that like does fit with the. How do I show?
Okay, let me check here.
I know you've done it before.
Oh, like a screen share.
I see. Okay, hang on a second. Okay.
Is my screen still black?
Right now it is, but.
Okay, let me get out of here. Well, let me log out. I mean, let me just try to go out and come back in. Okay?
Okay. All right. This one. Tashai, can you see it?
Hold on. Oh, him and his dreads. So cute.
Doesn't that kind of look like Ransom though? I could picture that.
He's just so pretty. I can't really picture it too much. Cause see, my problem is I already picture.
Yeah, tell me who. I'm already on screen share, so I can just like put him on here.
I see.
This guy is like.
You're just obsessed with how beautiful he is.
Yeah. Wait, what's the name? What guy were you picturing?
Well, I'm trying to find a specific photo of him. I don't want to like give myself away.
Are you gonna share?
I think.
Yeah, I'll screen share too. Let me just find an appropriate photo.
I am. Am I? Can you see me?
I don't know because I'm looking at pictures of this dude.
Okay, for real, that's him. For me, that's him.
Okay. Wait. This is my.
Okay, I'm gonna undo the screen share. Hang on, so Tashai can screen share.
Oh God.
Oh, Inception. Okay.
I know there's too many me's.
Okay.
Okay, so my pick.
So wait, are we like not going at all with Khal Drogo?
No, I can cast a vote, but I want to see Tashai's first.
Can you see?
Oh wait, let me click on your screen. Hang on. Oh, I do like that.
Fucking Oscar Isaac, man. Come on.
Oscar Isaac?
Come on.
There.
Come on.
Oscar Isaac versus Jason Momoa.
Come on, man.
I can't picture him with like. Oh, I can actually. He was in like Inside Llewellyn something. I could totally picture him. Fine. You win. And so is he still Leah Michelle from Glee?
I don't know.
No, maybe it would.
Honestly, she has the hair though, so she can't be her.
What's the name of the woman from? Hold on.
Like we're live casting it. Just like, we're just like, well, what do you think about this?
I mean, when he says all that stuff about the hair, I can just think of Helena Bonham Carter.
Like a young Helena Bonham Carter?
Yeah. I don't know. Let me Google what she looked like when she was young. Oh, yes. Wait, let me screen share. Hang on.
Let's see.
All right, something like this.
Oh,
Wait.
yes. I could see
Oh,
that. Yes, that works.
What? I can't see it.
Why
Oh,
can't
I see. Okay, I see her.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like that works.
Oh my God, Andrea, clear your inbox. What are you doing?
I've been busy. Oh.
I'm sorry. Jodiendo.
All right, so Oscar Isaac, a young Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
Schmidt from New Girl as the valet.
As the valet. That's our main cast then.
Okay, we're good. That's it. I don't care
We're
about
done.
anything else.
We're done.
Also, the animals for me seem to disappear after a while in the book. Like after a while, the ermine and the wolf weren't like a thing, and I was kind of sad because I was hoping that the wolf would try to eat the weasel.
Wait,
Or
what?
keep trying to eat it.
What
Yeah,
wolf?
that would have been funny.
Oh, the
Well,
dog.
not the wolf, the dog. I call him the dog.
The dire wolf.
And I pictured. Okay, this is what I pictured: Jason Momoa walking around with like a wolf next to him.
Just with a dire wolf.
Yes.
No, but I'm just gonna say, Christina, that I'm so good about like reading every single one of my work emails.
You don't need to defend your life to us, Andrea.
It's okay. I was just don't stop. I was just messing up.
No, this affected me.
No.
Christina's just being a hater, Andrea.
I am. Don't listen to me. Anyway, so that's it. Well, I don't have much else to say.
I highlighted something that I thought was funny too.
Okay, do you have passages that you want to read that you thought were hilarious? Because I think I have like maybe one or two.
Yeah, I just have one more too, so we can take turns.
Do it.
Okay, so I have quotes that I thought was funny from Izzy. Why must this be so mortifying? Oh, that's right, because it's my life. I thought that shit was hilarious. And then
had some really good lines. This book had some great lines.
And then, okay. He rested his chin on her head. I'm going to ask you a question, Izzy. I've never asked this of a woman before, and it's taken me a great deal of courage to even broach the subject. So please, I beg you, consider your answer carefully. What is it? Izzy, my heart. He tenderly stroked her hair, where it fanned across the pillow. In the morning, will you make me a pancake?
Hey, that's the same one I marked. I thought it was so funny.
And I feel like we should give context that like he had previously said that like he wasn't the wake up and have breakfast with the person kind of.
Yeah, because he basically would like, there were two kinds of women. There were the women he went to bed with and the women who you wanted pancakes from, and that it was never going to be the same woman.
Yeah.
Until Emily, Dios mío, not Emily. When the valet is explaining the story behind his like attitude, he uses like random words, and he called her Lady Shimily Liverpale.
Yeah.
And so I have here when she finally realizes what she's done, she's read the fan letter. Mine says, as the Duke stormed out from the room, she searched the letter again, trying to find the words that would cause such a dramatic offense. Nothing until until her eye landed on the sender's name. Her heart and her stomach switched places. Oh no. No. Emily Riverdale? Lady Shemily Riverpale. Or Liverpale. Nonsense, but oh my god, it was too funny.
Schmimmily, schmimmer, smeel.
Shmimmer, shmimmer.
Snurf, 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 snurf.
I marked the one that like I shared with you guys over Messenger. I highlighted it, but I also made a note that said in all caps, "My life," and it said, "What haven't I given up on? Marriage, children, lasting love, manageable hair, being truly understood by anyone."
Being truly understood by anyone. That one got me. Also one that I marked.
Like, for real, all of this, my life.
I think that maybe at first I resisted. Maybe Andrea, you resisted because you knew you were gonna relate too hard to.
Maybe.
Gonna relate way too hard to her. I only have one more
like to real.
that I thought was really funny. It's when the LARPers are kind of like when one of the LARPers turns out to be a lawyer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He says, "And when we're not on guard," Wendell went on, "it's Mr. Wendell Butterfield, Esquire." And then Esquire, Ransom repeated, "But you can't mean that you're a barrister." He says, "Oh, yes, I am." He's like, "I didn't know they allowed barristers to spend their free time tromping the forest in makeshift armor." "Well," Wendell answered, "why not? We spend our work days wearing long black robes and powdered wigs." Ransom supposed that was true. And so I was like, oh, ha. So nerds come in all shapes and sizes. Just because you're a judge or barrister or a lawyer doesn't mean you can't, LARP on the weekends.
Oh, which if he's a barrister, then we can cast Wendell Butterface as Mark Darcy.
Yes.
Okay, sure, yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
And then what's her face? The girl who ends up with Butterface can be
Wait, if we're
what's her
casting
face?
him, if we're casting him as Mark Darcy, can we cast him as Colin Firth as Mark Darcy?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Colin Firth.
Yes. And then
is it Renee Zellweger as the fangirl? No. Okay.
I say fangirl should be Isla Fisher.
All right.
From Enchanted?
Isla Fisher from Confessions of a Shopaholic.
Okay. I get those two people confused. I'm one of those.
Isla Fisher has brown eyes and is married to what's his face? Borat.
Yeah, I know who she is, but I get her confused with the other white lady with the red hair.
Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens to me.
All right, but that's my vote.
Cool. Well, I liked it. It was cute. It was fun to cast too. I don't know, whatever. Yeah. My headcanon is still Jason Momoa with a dire wolf, but all right, so I don't know what the next book is going to be because the hangout for Vaginal Fantasy isn't until next week.
Oh wow!
So yeah, we're pretty early, but I'm glad we kind of got it out of the way.
Yeah.
Late because we ended up postponing, but I guess.
No, we were already early last week.
I see.
And now we're on time, I guess. I don't remember why they postponed theirs. They're gonna do theirs in next week, basically in October. I don't know, but I hope it's something spoopy. I hope it's like Halloween related.
I hadn't even thought about that. Did they? But they didn't.
God, just not vampires again.
Did they do that last year? Did they give something spooky for October? I don't think they did.
I don't think so, but fingers crossed, maybe they will.
Maybe they'll hear it in our hangout and decide, oh man, that's a great idea.
Maybe. I don't know. All right, let's get out of here. Some gossip I want to hear. Can't be said online.
Okay. Bye, Internet.
Bye, Internet. Thanks for watching. Sorry about the technical difficulties. This is the first time doing YouTube Live.
MVP.
He started humping the air like while he was eating dinner today. It was really strange.
And we end with that. No.
No, but seriously, he was like just eating from his bowl, and all of a sudden he started humping the air, and like his little penis was out, but he was like,
No. Okay, stop.
Stop streaming. Stop.
Why, Andrea? Why?